folks, this is Jules583, and today we'll be looking at Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Scout Class Ransack. So as you can see, Ransack here is a biplane, probably from the era of World War II. Plane mode, you have spinning propeller, two machine guns on his right, two bombs on his left. On the wings you have the Decepticon logo with little wings of its own. I'm guessing it's supposed to represent the Decepticon Air Force, but I could be wrong. Now right here we have what could either be a flashlight, or it could be a front-mounted machine gun, which planes at that time did actually have. They just had to be set to make sure that they wouldn't fire while the propeller was right in front of them, or else you would blow your own propellers off and basically fall to your fiery doom. As for paint, we just have a lot of this kind of a dark red, I think gold paint on the front. We have some lighter red right here at the cockpit, as well as some gray on the tail fins that come out to red tips. And still more of that kind of gold for trimming. Also, you might notice on the wings actually have some, I guess, airbrushing on the top here. Just bold up front and fade in the back, probably representing dirt that sticks to the wings. Maybe just bleaching from the sun. Not really sure, but it's a very nice little detail. Now, unlike a regular biplane, the wheels here don't attach, and that's kind of sad. I mean, the wheels don't roll, and they have room where they probably could attach, but no, that doesn't have a little bar right there to attach the wheels. You can also notice that the arms and hands are clearly visible from the bottom. Just 3 fingers and a thumb. Maybe if this was a larger vehicle, they probably could have hit it a little better. And here we have Ransack in his robot mode. And I gotta say, I really like how he looks. Actually here, this is one of the main things that I actually liked about the Michael Bay Transformers movies, was the robot designs. The thing I like is, you have the concept of a robot that can turn into a vehicle of any kind, theoretically. And I just like the idea that, like the robot mode, not so much having panels, just sticking off of them, just random car parts. Okay, where do we put this? Where do we put there? Move stuff out of the way. No, what I like is essentially, like say Ransack here, he looks like he found a robot who just found an old biplane, scrapped it, and made armor out of it. That's what he looks like, and that's what I like seeing. I like seeing car parts and plane parts used as weapons or armor. It's like, you have the parts, use them. Why not? Now don't get me wrong, the writing in the movie still wasn't that good. And most of the robot designs in the third movie kind of took a very, very wrong course. Very just kind of disturbing in my opinion. But again, so, here's Ransack in his robot mode. Yeah, face sculpt here is just, you have 2 red eyes. The either machine gun or flashlight is now basically a hard hat. He has a very old looking face. Like, he actually looks like, well, most World War II war veterans. And that's one thing I kind of like. He's supposed to be an older vehicle, and he looks like an elderly person. That's just something I kind of like. Like, the look fits the age in our time. Not really sure how else to explain that. The tail fins have now become his feet. The arms, you can definitely tell, are arms now. the bottom of the wings actually folded up to form his sides and shoulders. That's just kind of nice, I think. The propeller folds down to reveal a chest. He does have a bit of a gaping hole where his head is stored, and that's one thing I don't quite kind of like. I mean, you can actually just see right through him. The wheels just kind of form, well, his hips. Back of the plane just kind of folds down the side skirts. The top wing and what rest of the bottom wing actually form a cape of sorts. I just kind of like that. It's technically kibble, but it's not really just thrown to the side and out of the way. It's somewhat used. It's a cape of some sorts. It's a cape. It's wings. It's just nice. Now, one thing I do kind of like is he has an attack mode where you fold the nose cone back up. Move these all the way down a little further. Spread them out. And bam. He doesn't have jets, but he can still technically fly in robot mode. And that is just nice, I think. I mean, if anything, this was probably seen in the later designs and they just threw it in. But yeah, I remember seeing this in the official instructions, this being an attack mode. And I just always liked that. That was just a very nice, technically having 3 modes. Plus it means you can also do something like this in the vehicle mode, which that's actually my preferred way of transforming it, is just doing this, then you transform the legs. Like, it's one thing if you see a biplane crashing towards you, that's terrifying enough. It's another thing when the front half of it turns into a very elderly looking robot and it's just kind of screaming at you. That would just be terrifying. I just don't know what else to say about that. Now, as for posability, his arms, well, they can go all the way back like this and actually look like a better arm, for one. But the front, they can only go about this far. Pushing it any further, and it feels like you're going to pop something. The head can go up and down, because it's on a bit of a ball joint right at the neck, and a swivel back here. Hips rotate, but that's mostly because of the transformation. Knees bend either way. You have some ankle mobility on both feet. This one can actually go sideways, and this is the only one that can turn. But again, that is just because of the transformation. And that is really about it. And that is Revenge of the Fallen, Ransack. Now again, this toy came out in 2009, and I would definitely say that if you haven't already had the chance of getting this guy, I would definitely check him out. There's a lot of play value in there. Like, seriously, I have other Transformers, and very few, like maybe 1 or 2, have about half as much play value as this guy alone. So yeah, if you can find this guy, you can get a good deal on him. I'd say pick him up. One thing I would be careful about is if you transform them out in robot mode, these panels can pop off fairly easily if you're not careful, and even if you are careful. But they do pop back on fairly easily, so just keep that in mind. So if you do find these online, like on eBay somewhere, odds are you might be missing this piece. But you might not. I don't know. I got this guy back in 2009, of course. And he was actually the first Transformer I've bought in a long while. Seriously, I was the last Transformer I had ever bought before this guy, I think was during the Transformers Energon line. Then I had actually sold them all in a garage sale about a year or 2 afterwards. So I thank you folks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.